What's up? What's going on, everybody? It has been, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing at all. It's been such a long time since I've recorded myself in front of a camera. Today is my 28th birthday, and it's been quite a year. It's been a real eye-opening last 6 months or so. Every year for my birthday, I always like to look at what happened in the last part of the year and what things I can always improve on. And it's been a rough year 27. It's been a really rough year 27 for me. Just within the last 6 months, uh, my boss at my job, who's been there for 15 years, has decided to leave the company. So I am now in charge of my department. And because of his departure and because of our small IT team, I am now the head of the department, along with six other hats that I'm currently wearing at that job. And it has been very stressful. It has been probably one of the most stressful time periods in my life. And this has only happened in September. In December of last year, my dad underwent heart surgery. It was supposed to be a triple bypass, ended up being a quintuple bypass. I didn't even know quintuple was a possibility. I've only ever heard of quadruple bypasses, but he had triple bypass, I don't know, quintuple bypass surgery, and that was really hard for me. It was the first time, I think, two things. One, ever seeing my family or my parents, my immediate family undergo such a intensive surgery, but it also made me feel and kind of look at like where I am in life. I'm 28 years old now, like 5 or 6 years removed out of college. This is that time period where you kind of feel like you gotta have your stuff together. And right now, I don't feel that. I am someone who a lot of people, whether it be friends, family, coworkers, have a lot of high expectations for. And, I feel like where I am now in life is not what I expected to be at this point in time. At this point in my life, I felt like I would have owned a house. I would have been married, maybe had a kid, make six figures. But even now in this economy, six figures really now feels like bare minimum, which is, this the whole thing is just insane. But I'm saying this to say, and I'm sharing this to share with all of you guys, just to kind of bring back the point of I created this page, this It's Vance Finance page. I created this page during COVID because I wanted to be the voice of transparency when it came to things money related. Number one main goal for this page was that I wanted to portray transparency. I wanted to portray that money skills and investing and savings and everything like that doesn't just have to come from people who are multimillionaires who have like high six-figure jobs. I was doing it in college off of like a salary of I think of like $30,000 a year, working like two jobs. The main core philosophy of this page has always been about transparency when it came to finances. But I feel as if while I'm still going to be doing that moving forward, I'm also want to be transparent about just life. Your 20s are like a really defining age range for who you are as a person. You're graduating from college, you probably have your first job, you might buy your first house, you might get married, or any of those things in any combination. And I feel like navigating those things, unless you have like a really good circle of influence around you, it's kind of hard. Your 20s is such this really important time in your life, even your 30s as well, because in this stage it's like things are just getting started. Like towards the like once you graduate college and you're a couple years into your first job, you kind of feel, some people might feel like, oh, this is it, I'm just going to just do this every day for 30, 40 years, retire and stuff like that. But for me, I just wanted to be transparent about my 20s and about all the ups and downs and everything that's come from that, and really just talk about, you know, anything. I really appreciate everybody who's watched my content in the past and who will hopefully also watch my content moving forward. One of the biggest things I'm looking forward to this year of 28, not the year 2026. Life in itself is hard enough as it is because there are so many pathways you can take. There's so many opportunities in life that you could take that you could also just miss just as many. But I feel like, just being transparent about what's going on in your life and documenting things that goes on in your life is for me just very helpful because it helps keep me grounded and it helps to keep me focused on what's going on around me and how can I change it, and just making sure that my goals are always aligned in everything that I do. I am somebody who has a real hard time with reaching out to people because I've always been that source of if anyone ever has problems, they can come to me. I've had many multi-hour phone calls with friends, with their situations and their issues, and I just always felt I don't gotta do that. I don't gotta do that. You know, I've also felt sometimes that I can't reach out to people because I haven't reached out to them in a while, and like that's just something that maybe just my mind's making up. But if there are friends who I have in contacts on my phone I have right now that I would love to just reach out to and just give a quick call and set up a time we can all just go and meet and just hang out. But I felt like because I have not reached out to them for a while, if I reach out now, A, it's awkward, and B, they might think I just want something. You know what I mean? So to all my friends who have been reaching out to me, especially in like the last like 2 months or so, because I've been like very very off social media, off communication. I've just been focusing so much on work stuff and focusing on my dad's health. So to all of my friends who tried to reach out to me, I apologize. It's been real tough for me navigating life in these last 2 months. So I just wanted to apologize to everyone there. I really suck when it comes to communication because especially how my mind works and I have like a billion things racing through my head. I'll see a text message and be like, oh, I want to, respond to this person, but I'm in the middle of something. So I'm going to wait until I'm done with this stuff and then I'll respond back. And then that usually never ends up happening, not intentionally. And then I'll look at the message like 2 a.m. in the morning, like, fuck, I forgot to contact this person. And then I become embarrassed not to contact them. So that's just another thing. I just want to say to everyone who has watched anything I've put out or is even, who I've met along this journey, I just want to say just thank you. Thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to everybody for allowing me to be transparent with things that go on, whether it's with money or more so my life, because I feel like the best way to know me is if I show it to you. And I show everything, Well, that sounded wild. I'm hoping that I can get out of this shell of being a perfectionist when it comes to making content, and I can really just kind of just amplify my personal message of finances, don't have to be difficult. You can change your life if you make the right moves and you take the right opportunities and you really intrapersonally look at yourself, and you can really be anything or anybody that you want to be if you just take the time and effort to really hone down on what it is that you want in life. And I don't know if this is because I just started putting money into a 401k, so now I feel like, all right, I need to get my shit together. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because of that. I really appreciate everybody who has helped me along this part of my life that I've been trying to navigate by myself for the longest. And I feel more comfortable now asking for help and talking to people and really sharing everything that I know. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this snow day, and yeah, happy birthday to me. Take care, everybody.